Yo, yo, get up, nah I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play.
What's up, everybody? Get ready, Bears Nation, for an in-depth exploration of the latest developments in Chicago Bears football on Tracks on Bears. I'm your host, Brandon Tracks Hiatt, and today's show is packed with insights on new coaching appointments, potential blockbuster signings, and significant front office news that will shape our Bears' future. Let's dive into the heart of Bears country, guys. First and foremost, right off bat, I just want to thank you guys for showing up and showing out with Tracks, man. I'm so excited. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it, man. I'm just so excited about everything that's going on. There's been some arguments, some debates, all this stuff going on about who we should get. Should we go get Trey Smith? Should we get Myles Garrett? I mean, what a beautiful world it is to live in, to actually think that we got some competent people in the building that might actually pull the trigger on one of these things, if not one, maybe both, or even more. If you're excited about what's going on with Chicago Bears and that the sky is the limit, instead of the limit being sky, put Y for yes or N for no. Thank you, beautiful people, for showing up and showing out on Tracks on Bears, man. I'm so excited to have you guys in the building. Make sure you like and subscribe. Click those notifications to all notifications so you get all of the information and content that we break to you on a daily basis, man. And enter in for a chance to get a jersey of your choice. That's right, man. A jersey of your choice once we hit that 3,000 subscribe marker and beyond. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Like I said, the sky's the limit, baby. We're going to be doing footballs, baby, all this stuff. People are going to see you guys walking down the streets and they'll be like, you're from Chicago Sports Podcast, aren't you? Tracks on Bears, Tracks on Bulls, Tracks on Blackhawks, all this good stuff. Cubs, Sox, you name it, dude. You guys are going to be dripping, man. It's going to be great. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video, man. Tell everybody where to meet first thing in the morning in this awesome community that we've created. Like I said, let's get into it. First, I really want to talk about a signing that I've been wanting for quite a while because you guys know Tracks is big on the offensive line and defensive line, right? It all starts in the trenches. Most notably, on both sides of the ball, it's been a little rough, right? But we've got to admit, man, the offensive line has been terrible. I mean, 68 sacks against our freaking beloved quarterback that we just drafted. So let's talk about the offensive line. We just signed Dan Roushar. Well, he's not signed yet. They're finalizing is what I meant. The Bears are on the brink of finalizing him, the agreement, with Dan Roushar from Tulane to become our new offensive line coach. This isn't just a routine hire, guys. I saw on Twitter that, is excited. Olin Kreutz is excited about the hire. So that's good news, man. Anytime you get Olin Kreutz excited about a hire, I have not seen him excited about an offensive line hire as long as I could think of, And so that's pretty good to know, man. Like I said, this isn't just a routine hire. It's a strategic move to solidify our offense. Let's talk about Roushar's resume, guys. Roushar's coaching journey began at Butler in the 1980s. Some of you guys weren't even born then, where he laid the groundwork for a career that would seem through the ranks of college football, including notable stints at Illinois, where he coached from 1997 to 2000 and 2008 to 2011. And Michigan State. His most impactful tenure, though, that everybody knows about is with the New Orleans Saints, where over 10 years he helped shape one of the NFL's most formidable offensive lines. Names like Jari Evans, who became a 6-time Pro Bowler and 3-time All-Pro under Roushar's guidance. this is some of the things right now that highlighted his coaching prowess. During his time, the Saints line was often top 10 in both pass and run blocking efficiency, with only one season where the run blocking grade slipped to 21st. So let's talk about the impact on, his staff. Here's the thing about his staff, man. I'm so excited about these guys and what they bring to the building. So they're finally completing this staff. Coaches like Declan Doyle, his coaching philosophy emphasizing technique, discipline, and adaptability could transform our offensive line into a group capable of executing complex plays, providing robust quarterback protection, crucial for our young quarterback, Caleb Williams. I mean, it all starts in the trenches. You're not going to get the ball off to the running back. You're not going to get the ball off to any of your freaking receivers if you don't have protection. Your quarterback's going to get sacked. You're going to be fumbling the football. All kinds of mishaps can happen, Let's talk about Roushar's coaching philosophy, guys. What he believes in. He believes in fundamentals, stressing the importance of footwork, hand placement, and understanding defensive alignments. I mean, we can appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what we have our prowess in on the defensive side of the ball. We just need that on the offensive side of the ball so we can cook, so the offense can move down the field, so the offense can give the defense a break. I mean, those guys are gassed, man. I don't care if you get a guy in the building, like Myles Garrett, okay? You're going to be cooked if you got nobody else to help you, okay? Montez Sweat, he's over there doing it by himself. I mean, by committee, there's some guys. I'm not saying that there's nobody that's not working, but if you get a guy on the other side of that, and that's basically what we're talking about here. You got Darnell Wright on one side of the ball, and that's it. He needs some freaking help, guys. We're going to get into the Myles Garrett stuff at the end, so hang out with Tracks. Thank you guys for leaving comments in the chat. We appreciate you. We're going to get back to that, unpack all that goodness in all your comments below at the end of it. So this is a show created from a fan to fans, and we're going to get into all that. That's my favorite part of the show, by the way. So like I said, he believes in all of that, footwork, hand placement, and understanding defensive alignments. His approach has historically led to high-performing units, both in protecting the passer and opening lanes for the run. So let's get into some fan interaction, guys. How do you believe Roushar will influence the Bears' offensive strategy? Next segment, we want to talk about somebody who I'm very pleased to actually have on our radar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no other than the man himself, Trey Smith, the Bears' potential offensive guard jewel. Oh my, can you guys imagine? Hey, and look who's right next to him. Would you believe it? It's Eric Bieniemy, another guy that the Chicago Bears signed. How about that? So the speculation is growing, ladies and gentlemen. The speculation is right about the Chiefs guard, Trey Smith, possibly joining the Bears. Smith has established himself as one of the NFL's premier guards, with his performance peaking at a nearly 80% overall PFF grade in 2024. Let's talk about his contract projections. A 5-year deal, $110 million with $70 million guaranteed. Take my money. Let's go. Let's get this guy, man. He's not often injured. He's on the field. He's a beast, man. Excuse me. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this guy helping and transforming our offensive line, and he's got the hardware to prove it. He's got 2 Super Bowl trophies. He knows what it takes to win. He can help everybody around him. He can help his centers. He can help his tackle. He can even help Caleb. I mean, this guy is going to bring confidence and knowledge and his prowess into the building. He's going to help them with hand placement, footwork, technique, discipline, all that good stuff. Leave it in the comments below. Why for yes and for no. I mean, I'm telling you right now, It's a Y for me. It's a Y for yes. I want this guy in the building. We need him. Let's go get him. This will not only make Smith one of the highest paid guards, but also reflect the Bears' committing to building a strong protective wall around their quarterback. Yes, 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 yes. And then let's talk about Eric Bieniemy's role. Right next to our guy in this picture, well, hopefully our guy, Smith, okay, Trey Smith. Uh, so, uh, you know, Smith's history with Eric Bieniemy, now the Bears running back coach, adds a personal element to this potential signing. Smith has credited Bieniemy with significant personal growth, describing how Bieniemy's tough love approach was instrumental in his development. That's right, folks. We need tough love. We need to not be considered as the Care Bears anymore. We need some tough love from Eric Bieniemy, and that's what Trey Smith says that he brings and provides to him, and he credits him, and he loves his approach. And he says that also that it was instrumental in his development. Now, let's not forget that our guy, Ryan Poles, isn't originally from the Chiefs. I mean, look at it this way. You've got, Eric Bieniemy, Ryan Poles, and Trey Smith, the trifecta in the building. It's starting to take shape if we get Trey Smith in the building. I think this would be great. This relationship could be a key factor in Smith choosing the Chicago Bears over anybody else. Let's talk about his progression from a 72 overall grade in 2021 to his latest figure shows a player who not only excels in blocking, but also grows in each season, making him a valuable asset for any offensive line. Would you support making Smith the highest paid guard in the NFL history? Share it in the comments below, guys. Put Y for yes and for no. And also, like we said earlier in the show, would you support him coming to the Chicago Bears? Type Y for yes, yes, or N for no, no. All right, now let's talk about a guy that we've all been salivating over. Some information broke yesterday that this guy is available, that he put in a little love note saying, hey, Cleveland, thank you for a good time. My goal was not only to just play for, Cleveland and then just show up in Canton, as, a Hall of Famer and all that kind of stuff, because averaging 14 and a half sacks for your career and, playing 17 games last year. And, people talk about, I would rather have Khalil Mack in because he's cheaper and you're not giving up anything for, to sign him. But guess what? He's actually more expensive because guess what? Khalil Mack is often injured. He only played 10 games last year. So for 7 games, he was sitting on his butt, not doing nothing. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett was putting pressure on quarterbacks, making tackles, forced fumbles, and sacks. Do you want a guy for 17 or do you want to pay a guy for 10 and, get a discount? If you do the math, you're actually spending more money for a guy that's often injured. That's 33 instead of 33, 34 instead of 29. Make no mistake about it. You're going to have to pay money when you anchor down an offensive line and anchor down a defensive line. But here you go. Let's talk about the man of the hour. Let's talk about turning Myles Garrett from a Cleveland Brown jersey. Look at this, guys. Look at this in the blue and orange. How good does that guy look? Oh, my. I'm telling you what. Talk about putting some muscle on the line. Pair him up with Sweat. I'm having nightmares just thinking about it. Thank God we just switched his jersey over to the blue and orange, right? So let's talk about some trade speculations, trade scenarios, and all this stuff with Myles Garrett after it broke out, okay? Myles Garrett is interested in leaving Cleveland. It sparked discussion about a possible trade for the Bears, and everywhere probably. There's like 10 teams that could really use him and really need him, and I'm telling you what, they are going to give up everything, including this kitchen sink, and nothing that's not bolted down to the ground, okay? His stats speak for themselves. He's a game changer on offense. The Here's what the Brown stance is, though, guys. We got to keep in mind the yin and the yang, the yes and the no's to everything. Officially, Cleveland is not looking to trade Garrett, but the NFL is known for changing narratives behind closed doors. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to give a guy away, okay? I'm going to act like I need him. I have to have him. He's not going anywhere because his trade value is going to increase. I'm going to get a freaking, ransom for this guy. I'm going to get everything if I act like he ain't going nowhere. That's just the way it works, okay? And I don't know how most people can't see that, but this is going to change. It's going to change from no, no, no to okay, okay, okay. Like, there's going to be a point, and anywhere, there's going to be a point where you're like, really? Let's make it happen. Let's do the damn thing, especially if the guy's not happy. And this has been going on for a long time, okay? So acquiring Garrett would require significant trade package, possibly involving multiple high draft picks. However, his addition could instantly transform the Bears' defense into one of the league's best, providing not just sacks, but also leadership and a winning mentality. That speaks volume. It's not like a lot of people are grading this guy on his sacks and what he could do, and all those are very significant and amazing and top of the NFL food chain. And, rightfully so. But what he can do as far as being a leader and growing guys like Sweat and other people in the building and transferring and making them better, So, he's got that winning mentality. He doesn't want to just, rack up stats and go from, Ohio to Canton and be a Hall of Famer. He wants to win it all. And guess what? If he comes, that shows you that he believes in your Chicago Bears. So let's talk about Garrett's fit, man. With players like Andrew Billings and Javon Dexter already in place, and also obviously Sweat on the other side, Garrett would complement them perfectly, adding a dynamic edge rush that could disrupt even the best offenses. Let's not forget his forced fumbles, guys. He doesn't just go after sacks. He goes after pressures. He's relentless. He's nonstop. He's got that motor. He's that dude. Let's talk about some trading philosophies and what potentially could happen with these trades, okay? Seriously, guys. We'll discuss why Cleveland might consider trading Garrett now at the peak of his value and how the Bears could structure a deal that benefits both teams in the long term. Like, what would your threshold be for trading Garrett? Like, what would you see, like, potentially, I would say, is it 2 first rounders? Are you cool with that? This year's and next year's? I mean, potentially, if you play your cards right and you get 3 guys in free agency, or maybe 2 guys in free agency for the offensive line, and then you go get, potentially, I'd say 2 guys in the draft for offensive line. Now that's 4 guys that you're adding to the offensive line. They're all potential starters. You got to get an edge. You already know we need an edge because Sweat ain't going to do it by himself. You see what he does by himself. And if he goes down, then we're just screwed. Because you saw what happened when Sweat came in. Our defense got notably way better in his first year that we did the trade, And don't think that this couldn't happen. Don't forget what we did to get Sweat, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. This is definitely on the radar. Listen, Ryan Poles knows what it's like. He knows that without Chris Jones, the Kansas City Chiefs are not in the Super Bowl. They're not. They're the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes was a passenger this year. Now, he was, he orchestrated some drives and kept it going. Don't get me wrong. But that defense kept that offense in a ton of games that they did not deserve to be in. Coaching mattered and the defense mattered. And this is where you go get your Chris Jones-esque guy. This is why they went and re-signed Chris Jones to a lucrative contract, because they understood and they knew how important it is to have that alpha. And we don't have that guy. Sweat is not in the same freaking ballpark as Myles Garrett at all. So, like I said, what would it take for you guys to move, to get Myles Garrett? What is the threshold? What is too much for him, Please leave it in the comments below. We're going to get back to you guys. I appreciate everybody showing up and showing out in this chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for showing up, Amos. So right now on X app, we've got 12 in the building, one guy on Facebook, and about half a dozen over there in YouTube land. Thank you guys for showing up and show out. Appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, what would be your threshold for Garrett? What is too much, Let's talk about Ryan Poles, guys. Let's talk about Ryan Poles. And, him securing that bag, dude. Him securing that bag and what that looks like, He secured a contract extension that aligns with head coach Ben Johnson. Now, whether you agree with that or not, but it just seems like the terms are both now set for both of them to have 5 years. This news was first reported by Courtney Cronin of ESPN, indicating that the Bears' commitment to their current leadership vision. The Poles extension solidifies Poles' role through at least 2029, providing continuity and stability in the front office. This move by ownership underscores confidence in Poles' strategic direction, including his past decisions like the acquisition of DJ Moore, Montez Sweat, and Keenan Allen, which have been pivotal in reshaping the team. So, yeah, those are all guys that are from the outside structure of the Bears that he went out and got. I mean, let's not forget DJ Moore, Montez Sweat, and Keenan Allen. Those are awesome. Now, here's the deal. He went out and got an amazing trade for DJ Moore, right? I have this feeling that if we go out and we turn this guy in from a Browns uniform to a Bears, oh, man, look at that. I love the looks of that. Tell me that don't look good on that gentleman right there, okay? That we're not going to win that trade. The only thing that we're going to win is the fact that he's in the building and he's got a Bears uniform on, right? So like I said, this extension sends a clear message that Ryan Poles is about, that the Bears are about long-term planning under Ryan Poles' leadership. It's giving both Poles and Johnson the runway to build a competitive roster without the distraction of job security. It also aligns the Bears' strategy of fostering a culture of sustained success rather than short-term games. Assistant GM Ian Cunningham's potential move. Let's get into that, guys. That right there is some breaking news that we got last night. We shared live on the show. Like 12 shows or 13 shows in like 3 or 4 days. We've been getting it, man. Tracks has been on the tracks. So here we go. Jacksonville Jaguars have officially requested permission to interview Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham for their vacant general manager position. This interest reflects that Ian Cunningham's growing reputation in the NFL circles for his scouting and team building acumen. Let's talk about compensation for the Bears and what it would look like, ladies and gentlemen. Should Cunningham land the job with Jacksonville, the Bears could be compensated with 2 third-round picks, one in 2025 and one in 2026, under the NFL's minority hiring incentive program. This provision exists to encourage teams to develop and promote minority candidates within their front offices. What's the impact? What's the impact on the Bears? Losing Cunningham would mean the departure of a key strategist, but gaining those draft picks could be a silver lining. These picks providing additional resources for Ryan Poles to either draft new talent or leverage in trades to further enhance the team's roster. Keep in mind, folks, sometimes those draft picks are used to leverage in trades. Wink, wink. So let's talk about the future of the Bears front office, man. If Ian Cunningham departs, the Bears would need to either promote from within or look externally to replace him, potentially altering the chemistry and approach of the front office. However, the draft capital gain could be crucial in the Bears' ongoing rebuild. How do you guys feel about the potential of Ian Cunningham leaving for Jacksonville? And what does this mean for the Bears? I'm for it. Now, I know there's been key instances where Ian Cunningham, most notably, when Rome Odunze was on the board and, Poles was chomping at the bit and he had to have him. He was like, whoa, hold on, bro. Hold on. Listen, I feel like he's going to fall to us. And Poles was trigger happy. He wanted to pull the trigger. He wanted to trade future draft picks or whatever it took in order to get his guy that he wanted in Rome Odunze. And Ian said, chill. And he did, and it worked out. So there's that guy that can help, balance things out. But now, is there somebody out there that has Ben's vision, somebody that Ben trusts, or somebody that Ryan and Ben trust, or Dennis Allen? I mean, there's two other guys in the building that's going to help out. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I think that's what's going to be key. Here's the thing. Let's take the advice of what Matt Nagy said to Ben Johnson when asked in NOLA. What would you do? What would you do? What would it take? And Matt Nagy says, beat the Packers and win. So that's what we got to say to the replacement of Ian Cunningham. Beat the Packers and win. That's what you got to do. So let's hope that there's got to be somebody out there that they know and trust. I mean, listen, Ryan Poles got Ian Cunningham, right? And that was people don't talk about this enough. There was an old saying, and it still holds true to this day, but now it's kind of started fading away because you see that they're spending money on the, head coach, and they're still paying for their mishap, with Eberflus, right? They're still paying for him. So they're not cheap anymore. They're spending money, right? They're spending money. They're spending money on these top crucial coaching staff hires, okay? That the McCaskies look at nickels the size of manhole covers. And make no mistake about it, they are spending money and they are making it happen. And also, to that point, Ryan Poles went out and got the first ever in the history of ever assistant GM. He made that happen. So if he found a guy like Ian Cunningham, he can find another assistant GM that's going to help him out. So, and rightfully so, man. So let's see what happened in the comments below. Do you feel confident that Ryan Poles can go get a replacement that is just as good, if not better, as assistant GM to help him out? Why for yes and for no? All right, guys. Let's talk about grading the Bears' new offensive coaching staff. With the hires that we've discussed, what's your grade? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Or is it F? A, B, C, D, or F? Let's talk about Trey Smith's contract. Do you support making him the highest paid guard in the league? Why for yes and for no? And 3, let's talk about the Myles Garrett trade, okay? Would you trade for Garrett? And what's your limit in draft picks? Would you trade for Garrett? And what's your limit in draft picks? And what about Ryan Poles' contract extension? Does this extension boost your confidence in the Bears' protection? Does this extension boost your confidence in the Bears' direction? Let's talk about Ian Cunningham's potential move. What are the implications for the Bears if Ian Cunningham leaves, considering both the draft compensation and the loss of his expertise? What are the implications for the Bears if Ian Cunningham leaves? All right, guys, this is my favorite part of the show. This show is created from a fan to a fan. You're not going to get this on the three-letter networks of ABC, NBC. You're not going to get this on the four-letter networks of the ESPN. You're going to get this right here on Chicago Sports Podcast. This is where we enter in and we dive into all your guys' comments, and your voices will get heard, okay? So, who do we have out there in the crowd today? We've got Breaking News Bruce. Bruce says, bear down. Bruce says, this is an exciting offseason for the Bears. Dude, it really is. It is so exciting. I am like, I like literally, the Caleb stuff and all that going on. I was excited, right? But this, with all the coaching hires and everything, and the implications of getting some new offensive line help and Myles Garrett and all the stuff going on, you can't make this up. And I'll tell you what, we've been live and we've been active. We've been bringing a lot of information to you. And we appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. This, like Breaking News Bruce says, man, and he's always there breaking the news for us, for not only us, but also our brother in arms that are part of our, our network and 4-star, man. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do for us and everything that you do for our brothers over at 4-star and all the staff and everybody that's here today that has been along for this freaking ride. You guys deserve it, man. Big round of applause for you guys. You guys are the unsung heroes. So much is going on, and you guys deserve all this good news. We've been there for a long time, right, guys? We have seen the lowest of lows, and we deserve the highest of highs. And it's coming. I feel like the big momentum train is coming in the building. I feel like we are on the verge of seeing some serious greatness. It's not going to happen right away. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, because we could come like as a storm, like thieves in the night, man. We could really shock the world. We could be from worst to first with this regime, with the right leaders of men. I really think. And this passed all of our tests, guys. We watch the same games. We watch a lot of football. We read a lot. We listen a lot. Chicago Bear fans are the smartest in all 32 teams. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, guys. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of, like, we have guys on this team. They just weren't put in good situations. They weren't put in the scheme to win. Just because you're running a play doesn't mean that you just run a play just to run it. Put guys in position to freaking win, guys, and they didn't do that. Seriously, I'll tell you what, we really need to do a better job, and I think we will, and it all starts at the coaching. Type yes, type Y for yes or N for no. I think even with last year, how many games were we in it and we were close? There's a few where we got blown away in, but dang it. Even when it goes back to that Washington mishap with the, Hail Mary and all that kind of stuff, really, guys, think about it. We were 4-2. We were moments away from being 5-2. That changes the trajectory. I'm telling you right now. I'm not saying that we were playoff contenders. We were more of playoff pretenders, but we could have had quite a few more wins with the same team in place. Hey, good morning, Amos from NOLA. Appreciate you showing up and showing out. Bears Junkie, good morning, buddy. Good morning. Aunt Mash says, more than Mac trade. No, I'm not. I think he's not worth it. I'd rather have Micah. Bears Junkie says swap first-round picks with Cleveland and hook them up with one of our second rounds this year. I like that, Bears Junkie. I think that's a very creative approach for sure, man. Amos says let him cook. Yeah, let's let him cook. That'd be a short podcast, right? Hey, guys, let's let polls cook. End of discussion. No more content. Bear Junkie says, I'm not overly excited about Ryan's extension, but I'm not mad about it either. Selfishly, I would like to keep Ian in the building. I wouldn't mind. What did he say? I'll make sure that's off. Sorry. Selfishly, I would like to keep Ian, but I wouldn't mind the third round picks. And quite frankly, with his record, he deserves the opportunity. I agree, Bears Junkie. Sometimes it's about letting the bird fly out of the nest, man, and rightfully so. He's done a great job for us. I appreciate it. I mean, he's probably got some PTSD out of all this stuff that's going on, and I'm not sure how much better he will listen. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, if put in the right situation, and I'm not saying that their now head coach is a better option than what they had, but under the right leadership in the AFC South, they could be contenders, man. I mean, they've got a good roster. And they could even get better. Like, I don't know what's going on there. And that's the same way I looked at the Browns for years. Like, seriously. Myles Garrett leaves, that team does not get better. It would through the draft eventually if they drafted the right guys or traded players, whatever it takes. Myles Garrett would get you better in the long run for getting, like, your whole roster, like, filled up. Like, seriously, you really wouldn't have to worry about draft capital for a while, I mean, and you wouldn't have to worry about, cap space. It would really help them out in the long run, not right away. Bears Junkie gave us the A. Yeah, I agree, man. It's definitely an A for Scottish Bear says Jeff King will be named the assistant GM. Okay, that's good. Hey, I'll take that. That's a solid take. Thank you, Scottish Bear. Appreciate it from Scotland. So it's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning over there. Breaking news, Bruce Plank says bear down. Shout out to Plank, man. He's the hardest worker in the freaking building. As soon as I put something on XApp, he's sharing it right away, sharing it on Facebook. He's getting our staff in the chat group that we have on Facebook motivated, saying, let's meet me, man. He leads by example. He's a great guy. I'm still trying to figure out how to make the settings work for him on YouTube. It will not recognize his name anywhere. We'll get it figured out one day. I don't know what's going on, dude. I have no idea. I even tried to put in the email on there. So it's just crazy. I have no idea. Bears Junkie says, bear down and good morning, Plank. I love the pleasantries, man. I love it. I love how you guys talk to each other, and all that kind of stuff. It's great. It's so good. Back and forth. Love the community. You guys are awesome. Bear down. Bears Junkie says it's 55 now. Oh, awesome. That's great, Bears Junkie. Hester made it in. I'm now advocating for Lance Briggs to get that golden jacket. Yeah, dude. Wouldn't it be great to have Lance Briggs in the building as a golden jacket? That would be great. I thought it was going to happen this year, but the good part of it is once your name's out there, I feel like you got a better chance. Let's type Y for yes or N for no if you think in the next few years to come, if not next year, that Lance Briggs has a better chance of being a Hall of Famer now that they've already floated his name out there. I think it's going to help. So we'll see. We'll see. What's your take? What do you guys feel about that? Plank says, "Good morning, Bears Junkie. 55 HOF. Bear down." Scottish Bear, he's got a good one right here. Make sure you guys leave the comments, man. We need some more comments in here. I love the fan interaction. Throw something out there. Appreciate you guys. Scottish Bear says, if Poles has 2-year extension to go, I would wait until next season to extend him. wait and see if things are better on the field first before we extend them. According to Courtney Cronin, we're a little bit past that. The ship sailed. It sounds like it's a done deal. I understand what you're saying, and I agree for sure, man. Bears Junkie, thumbs up. Plank Scottish bear down. Bear down. Scottish Bear says coaching matters, 100%. Bear down, says Mike Christiania. Mike, good luck today, man. Praying for you. I think you're going to do great. Knock 'em dead, bro. Remember, they already know about what you bring to the table, and you know what I'm talking about. So stand in confidence in that. They already know what you bring to the table. Now it's just you to provide it and put it out there in open air and knock it out of the park, man. Knock it out of the park. I think you already did the hands-on when you showed up, right? Plank says, Mike Crescenius, bear down. Minister Charles Johnson says, good morning, sir. Good morning, Minister Charles Johnson. I hope you brought me a shot and a prayer because I need both. Well, actually, no, don't give me the shot because I got to go into work, and that'd be weird, okay? Unless you got some mouthwash for me. Oh, man. Plank says, Minister Charles, good morning, and bear down. Scottish Bear says, if Ian Cunningham is going, he needs to go now. We don't want him knowing our draft board. Hey, I want to say it's probably a little late for that, although it could change. I mean, you know how this works. Guys moving up and down and all that kind of stuff. I don't think he's going to know exactly everything, but in terms of, hey, listen, Jacksonville Jaguars, their needs might be a little different, even if he does know. But I think they've got plan A, B, C, D, whatever, you know. And I do like what you're saying. That is a very strategic move. That's cool. Yeah, let's get his bags packing for sure. Why not? Why be analytical about it on my side of the table? Like, give you guys what you want. Take what you want, dude. Take what you want. That's right. Give the fans, give the followers what they want. Minister Charles Johnson says, Plank Scottish Bear. Scottish Bear says, Plank is the man, 100%. 100%, guys, 100%. Scottish Bear says, Minister Charles, bear down. I love it, dude. You guys are awesome. I love how you guys back and forth, man. This is great. Y for Briggs. Trey Smith deserves the bag, and the Bears need to give it to him. Trey Smith deserves a bag, and the Bears need to give it to him. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that's important. So right now we've got over 20 on XApp, and we've got a dozen hanging out on YouTube. It is a little early. People start filing in. But like I said, Bears Junkie adds March 12th can't come fast enough. Dude, you have no idea. Like, I'm in the same boat with you. I think we all are. We're glad that, the calendar is already, folded over to February. February is a short month, so it won't be long. March 12th is just around the corner, man. So let's enjoy the moment that we're in right now and see what happens, Let's see what's takes shape and what we're talking about. There's a lot to be discovered. There's a lot to look at. There's going to be lots of engagement. You guys already know there's draft implications and the boards and what everybody's looking at. And listen, what do we have left as far as coaches? Is that it? I feel like there might be a couple more out there. Leave it in the comments below. Now that we got Dan Roushar as our offensive line coach, what else is left out there? Aren't we still? Yeah, we're still looking for a defensive line coach, right, guys? I don't think there's much left. I mean, you know what? The training, the strength and conditioning guy just got let go, and they just renewed him last year, so he's going to get a job somewhere in the NFL, but I'm not really sold on that guy. I think there's somebody else better out there. Maybe Ben Johnson knows a motivator or something, or Dennis Allen could bring an old school guy, that brings in the burpees and all that kind of stuff, and eight count body builders and suicides and self destructs and all that stuff. Bring in the warrior workouts and stuff that really whips these guys into shape. You know what I mean? Minister Charles Johnson says linebackers coach. Oh, yeah, linebackers coach. Good call, Minister. Preach, bro, preach. Thank you, man. Thank you for sure. Minister says linebacker coach. So we got the linebacker coach, defensive line coach. I'm sure there's others that we, haven't mentioned, but yeah, man, it's really starting to take shape. I really like all the big hires have already been done. I'm very happy about those so far. Everybody says so far that has actually, voted and been a part of it. They've actually said, hey, listen, I get the A, the Bears get the A. So for their coaching hires and all that stuff. So Scottish Bear says, smash them likes. Yes, guys, smash them likes. Switching notifications on to all. Make sure you guys come check us out on YouTube. I know you guys get very comfortable and laid back in the X app, but don't see many of them commenting. They're viewing, but they're not commenting, and YouTube is doing all the commenting. I love it. I appreciate everybody's views. We appreciate all of it, man. Thank you guys so much. But the comments is what engages our community, and we love our community. We want our community to grow. So share this YouTube video everywhere, guys. Please, 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 please. We want to grow, man, and enter in for a chance to win the jersey of your choice. Let's get to 3,000, 4,000. Let's grow this community, guys. What is Scottish Bear saying over here? Coaching in the D side still to be filled. D-line, safeties, linebackers. No, that's actually, so everything that you said there minus the safeties, that's what's his name that they picked up. Excuse me, sorry. From the Cowboys, the former safety for the Packers. What's his name? Gosh, help me out. Gosh dang it. Why am I hitting a freaking his name will come to me. I can see his face, but he's already there. He's a defensive line coach or the defensive backs coach. Bears Junkie says former players of Dennis Allen are telling yes, Al Harris. Thank you, Minister Charles. Yeah, he's the defensive backs coach, safety, all that. So Bears Junkie says former players of Dennis Allen are telling Bears players on Twitter to be ready for a lot of up downs. A lot of up downs. Yeah, I like that. That's good, man. That'd be good. I could see that exercise working. Oh my gosh. Brings back memories. Done it, guys? Who misses football workouts? They were so good, weren't they? I mean, they really pushed your mental fortitude. Everybody thinks that it's all about the physical. It really pushes who you are mentally and discipline-wise too, man. Minister Charles says, Harris, yep. David Rignam, good morning, brother. Come on over to YouTube. We've got, like I said, we've got almost 30 in the building on X app and about a dozen for YouTube and one in Facebook. And, that'd be Dave Rigdon. So Scottish Bear says Doug Plank should be hired as the safety coach. I agree. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in for sure. That'd be great. 1920 Bear says top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time. 1 Cutler, 2 Brady, 3 Manning, 4 Montana, and 5 Mahomes. Dave Rigdon says from the old Facebook, Cleveland is going to demand a king's ransom for Garrett, damn near the same for Mac. You mean the first time that we went and got Mac, not the second time, right? Because I don't think Mac's going to get nearly as much since he only played 10 games last year and he's approaching 34 years old. So, yeah, 29 years old with over 14 and a half sacks, averaging the last several years, forced fumbles, tackles, sacks, all that stuff, hurries, all that, man. Just a nightmare. It's night and day compared to the two. It's not even close. Um, I miss being able to do football workouts for sure, man. Al Harris is the cornerbacks coach. I thought we were still looking for a safety coach. He is actually titled passing coordinator, but they did that to bring him in before Dennis Allen. And basically, what I was told that it was just a semantics. Do they need multiple guys to help out and fulfill it? Sure, but Al Harris is going to be reigning the defensive backs. And defensive backs include cornerbacks and safeties. There's not a lot there. There's only a few guys in that, so I'm pretty sure he can handle that. Plank says 1920 Bears bear down. 1920 Bears says Plank is the GOAT. 1920, I'm not sure if you were here with us this weekend, but we had a agreement that Doug Plank will now be full-time with Chicago Sports Podcast. He will be at live events with us at casinos, all our sports venues. He's already been there with us, but he will most notably be in your living room or wherever it is that you so choose to watch and consume our shows. He will now be one of our co-hosts. And then also you have Jim Miller, which Jim Miller's been blazing the trails. He was over at the NFC Championship game in Philly where I shared the pictures with you guys and some of his commentating and what he said and what he saw while he was there, while it was raining confetti down at the podium for when they, took the trophy and spoke. He was there for all of it, man. Every snap, everything. And then he went over to the Senior Bowl and he covered that with Jeff Joniak and Pat Kerwin. And now he's down in NOLA covering that. I mean, dude, he's living my dream, and I'm glad that he's co-host on the offensive side. And on the defensive side, we got Doug Plank. And there's plenty of room for other Bears to come on, and they will be coming in. Mark my words. Mark my words here on Chicago Sports Podcast. Get this video out. Let everybody hear about it, because you will see Brian Urlacher. You will see Lance Briggs. You will see local and live current players on this platform, because that's what this community deserves, and that's what you deserve. And I get serious about content for you guys because I know it matters, and you guys deserve this, and that's what you're going to get. So check out Doug Plank every weekend with you guys. He's going to be here on our show because he believes in this community. He loves you guys. He appreciates all the love and adoration and respect that you guys gave him. He had a great time. He loves talking about it. He's got a wealth of information. All I've got to do is wind him up and let him go, man. And he's amazing, and I'm so blessed and grateful to be able to provide his information to you guys every weekend. So I couldn't be happier, guys. Big round of applause. I'm so glad we secured that, man. That's great, man. So let me get back to it, man. I get excited. I get excited when I talk about Doug, especially when someone says Plank is the GOAT. He is, man. I'm so glad we could bring him to you guys. Plank says, bear down. He's coach of the defensive backs, not just safety or cornerback. No, he's coach of it all. He's coach of it all. He's coach of it all. It's already a done deal, man. It's already a wrap. I've talked to Brad Biggs about it. Like he said, it's semantics, It's a done deal. That's what's going on. He's coaching all of it. He's actually going to be in charge of anybody else's assistants that come on to help out the others. So anyways, like I said, it's semantics. They came him in as a passing game coordinator or whatever they titled it so they could hire him before they got Dennis Allen. But as you can see, all of the connecting of the dots and everything, how Ben Johnson came out and said he's been talking to Dennis Allen about coming with him for a while. They've been talking back and forth about this. So it was in the works. It was just a matter of not if, it was a matter of when. So he goes, I don't think that McMahon gets enough acknowledgement. Jim McMahon gets plenty of acknowledgement in our community. So don't ever say that here in our community. I know what you're talking about, but hey, listen, he's been on our show. Go back and look at his show. I think a year, maybe 2 years ago almost. We interviewed him a couple times, actually, not just once, a couple times. He'll be back on the show too, and we'll do live events with him. So for sure. What's your thoughts on our O-line coach? missed the beginning of the show. Dude, he's amazing. Jim Miller, we're going to have him on. He's going to talk about his buddy, Dan Roushar. He's amazing. He's going to whip him into shape. Olin Kreutz loves the guy. Get ready for a lot of attention to detail, okay? I got to get off the show here in a little bit, okay, guys? A couple more comments and I got to go. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you circle back and get on YouTube. Smash those likes for me and make sure you comment because this comment stays in the live chat only. It doesn't transfer over to YouTube. So let's get that algorithm. Let's get that up there. Let's get those comments going. This will show because as you see, I have the overlay going on right now. So this is going to be showed well after the show's over, man. But anyways, he said, watch out for Hendrickson for the Bengals. Dennis Allen mentioned he was disappointed losing Hendrickson to the Bengals because of the Saints cap hell. A third-round pick could get Hendrickson done. I like that. That's a good point. Thank you so much, Scottish Bear, for showing up and showing out and bringing that to us. That's important. I love it, dude. I love it. Who wouldn't want McMahon, Willie Gault, Dennis McKinney, and Dennis Gentry today? Listen, Willie Gault and I have got some stuff in the works too. So this year marks the 40th anniversary. We're going to have a big bonanza for the Chicago Bears 1985 40th anniversary, dude. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be lit, and Trax is going to be leading the way. So I probably shouldn't have came out and said that because, we want to keep that close to our vest, but that's what's happening. And I talked to him in Las Vegas, and it's just not a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I think it's going to be somewhere in the summertime. So get ready, man. We are going to be busy. You see these bags? It's because I'm a work hard guy type guy, So who is the art? Wiz Khalifa. Let's see. Here you go. I love it. I love this song. Oh, man, love that guy. He brings it, man. Dave Rigdon says, hey, thanks for coming on YouTube, man. I appreciate it, dude. Would love to see Hendrickson reunite with Allen. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Minister Charles says McKinnon. Yep. Scottish Bear says, Minister Charles, I agree, brother, with McMahon. Yep, I do too. You guys are right about that. Cool. Minister Charles says, can't wait. Make sure you guys share the heck out of this video. Tell everybody everywhere you go about us. Let's grow this community, man. This community is created for a fan, from a fan to a fan, for you guys, man. You guys matter. Let's grow this community, man. Let's have some good times. You guys win the day. Be great today, Make sure you guys hit that gym for the Taco Tuesday so you can earn those tacos, man. So be great today. Win the day. Appreciate you guys showing up and showing out and spending your morning with us. As I said, and I'll say this again, hey, I do want to touch on something really quick. Leave it in the comments below. Are you guys glad that we did that trade for Zach LaVine? Yes or no? And what about the freaking the big deal? This guy right here. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about that? Leave it in the comments below. Luka Doncic, that trade was ridiculous. Let us know about it. Here's a little joke. Luka Doncic in a Lakers jersey. That's actually not Luka Doncic, but he's gotten pretty big. He's like darn near 280. I think is going to whip him into shape. Yeah, we did a show with Willie Gault. Go back and check that out too, man. He was great, man. He even sung his part of the 85 Super Bowl shuffle, man. It was awesome. He knew every word still. So, all right, guys, I'm sure you guys do too. Love you guys. We'll have a show later on this evening. We might even have a show midday, depending on what breaks, any news that breaks. I have a feeling my spidey senses are tingling. I think there's going to be more news breaking today. All right. Thanks for everything, guys. Chi-Town up, bear down. Love you guys. Win the day. Be great today.